So I want you to think about this. You're a city planner, you're planning a city, and you've got residential areas of the city, you got business areas of the city, you got agricultural areas of the city where the food is grown, and you've got one large water source. You got a large lake that's going to be supplying water to this whole city. So the first thing you probably need to do is you need to come up with a system of moats and rivers that are going to transfer water throughout this whole city. It's going to bring water to these different areas. You need water for the residences, you need water for the businesses, you need water for the agriculture, the crops, so they grow. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a system that can get this water throughout the whole city. This is the exact same way that your nervous system works. That large water source is your brain. Your brain contains everything that your body needs to heal, function, and operate. But it needs to get out into the body. So what happens is you got a large river, your spinal cord. Your brain sends signals through that brainstem, that spinal cord, and that spinal cord is like a large river. It's like the Colorado or the Mississippi River that sends signals, large signals, a lot of signals down through that spinal cord. And then right off of that spinal cord, you have things called spinal nerves. Those nerves are like smaller rivers that are going to take that signal from your brain out into your body. That's why even if we have an issue in our foot, we got numbness and tingling in our feet, it's typically a lot of times not starting in the foot. A lot of times it's starting somewhere above the foot because that signal that made it all the way down to that foot started all the way up here in the brain. So what we need to do is we need to find out where that signal is being interfered with, and that's what chiropractors do. That's what chiropractic is for, is to find out where the irritation is, or where the disruption of the signal is from the brain cell out to the tissue cell. If I had to tell you in one sentence what chiropractic does, that's it. It's finding the disruption from the brain cell to the tissue cell and removing that disruption so that the body can now function and heal the way that God intended it to from the very beginning. If you have little tiny part of your spine misaligned right in the middle or right in the low back, and it's putting a little bit of pressure on the nerve, and they've done studies, they found that the weight of a dime can decrease the pressure on a nerve, or can decrease the function of a nerve by a pretty large percentage. I don't want to misquote the percentage, but by a pretty large percentage, just that little tiny weight, that little bit of pressure. I always say, when we show pictures of the spine, I show people pictures, x-rays of the spine all the time, and we see little tiny shifts, and it just looks like a little tiny shift. But have you ever had a little tiny stone in your shoe? Can you see how just that little tiny stone in the shoe can really take a good day and make it a horrible day? It's just irritating, right? The exact same thing. Those little tiny shifts, little tiny irritations in the spine cause big issues in the central nervous system that may be plaguing your body in a way that's not musculoskeletal, not an ache or a pain, but it's something that's a little bit more functional. It may affect your digestion, your reproduction. It may affect your heartbeat, the way that you're breathing, your allergies, your headaches. A lot of different things are affected when that nervous system, when that nerve, that spinal nerve is being irritated with. So that's the one thing that we want to check. That's the one thing we want to make sure is communicating well from your brain out into your body the way that God intended it to. Hope this helps. Hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day.